We just announced a new release of CloudDB Shield. This was released about 3 to 4 days back. And we made a ton of code changes with this release. Now our latest code supports all the Postgres versions, Postgres 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And we added ton of new security checks, totaling around 100 Postgres checks. And apart from the security checks, we also have a ton of additional features like Inactive HBA lines, HBA Scanner, unique user report, inactive user report, etc. So kindly try our new release. And this is the best Postgres security tool out there as of today. Let's go ahead with the demo. Once you clone the repo or install the package, you can run this command. And as you can see, our menu options changed. These are all the features we have as of today. And our recommendation is to go with option 1, which is going to trigger all checks and it's going to generate a beautiful security HTML report for you. Or if you want to try any individual feature, you can select the option, but I would recommend to go with 1. And then by default, it's going to pick the logline prefix that you are using, but you can override it. If you want to override the value, you can give it here. And then the log file path, because it needs to parse the Postgres logs for some of these features. Here, I'm going to give the custom path. So this is the custom path I want to give. And then if you want a specific time range, you can give that. Otherwise, it's going to scan for the entire time range. And then for PGHBA file, again, it is reading from your config. You can override it if you want to give a separate path. Then as you can see, it performed all checks and it gave this nice summary saying that inactive users report is done, password leak scanner is done, unique IPs is done, unused lines is done. And then it also gives the report for each of the features, and all of these are successful, and it gives the location of the HTML file. So let's see how the HTML report looks like. So here is the HTML report it produced. As you can see, it gives you a nice summary of your security posture. For example, this section you got 100%, but this section you got 0%, etc. And then down below you have all the Postgres security checks. You can see we have a ton of these checks, and we upgraded our code to support all the versions. And then you can click on the expand all to expand the results for each of the check. It's going to give all the details. For example, this check is passing, and these are the details about the check. And other thing you could do is, let's say you're only interested on this check, you could just expand this by clicking this icon rather than expanding everything, right? So this is the best user experience, and you can pick and choose what checks you want to explore and then expand to get more details. And if you go down, there is a users report. As you know, user security is very important. You can know all the DB users, roles with super user attribute, roles with elevated privileges like create DB, create role. And one important check is, are there any users bypassing row level security? And then users without connection limits, password expiry not set, etc., etc. And then HBA Scanner report. We also give you the lines in HBA that are violating, and inactive users. So users from the database, users from log, and these are inactive users as of now. And then the unique IPs. What are all the IPs connecting to your database? Unused HBA lines. And then this is one important new feature we added. We also detect any leaked passwords in your log file, Postgres log file. And then common usernames. In this case, you can see that we are using 4 different common usernames, which is not a good practice. And you can also go to other tabs. Let's say you're only interested in users report. You can click on that tab and expand it to get all the details. And then the HBA Scanner tab if you want to only explore the HBA Scanner part. And then the inactive users and other stuff and common usernames. As you can see, this is a comprehensive security report, and this is one of the biggest releases we had. Kindly give it a try and pass your feedback. Also, you can check our documentation page. You can just Google for CloudDB Shield. Then once you go to the repo, GitHub repo, on the right side you can see the URL for documentation page. And here we give you comprehensive documentation of each feature. Kindly try this. One important thing to remember when you use CloudDB Shield is processing large files. Let's see that with a demo. Here I'm selecting option 1 and then taking the same prefix, but if you want you can override it. Then processing all the log files by default. So what happens when you do this, right? When you do this, if you have a ton of logs in your log path, it's going to take a long time. So now you can see that there are around 3,900 files, and it's going to take few hours to complete this because there are a ton of logs. So don't try to run this on all the logs. Instead, give a time range or give specific logs and don't give all logs. So depending on the size of the logs, this will take a long time. So just wanted to caution about this.